Well, hello and welcome. I'm Helen Tite, and with me today is Pat Taylor. Welcome to Women's Hour. We've got an interesting fun-packed session today. We've got lots to talk about, and we'll start with you, Pat.
So today we're going to discuss our new hot topic, which is the new NHS advice, which is to prescribe therapy, group exercise and mindfulness before prescribing medication. So we're going to talk about that in detail later, but we want you to join with us, join the conversation, and you can do that by calling in at 01872 228844 or emailing at hello@thisischaos.co.uk. So we look forward to hearing your comments and we'll discuss it later.
Fantastic. So today our guest speaker is Helen Tite. We've had a bit of a change of plan today. So Helen, who is the founder and creator of iCare, iMove, I'll be talking about, I have no idea. All I know is that behind the scenes, they have been squirreling together a whole bunch of random questions to torment and intrigue and inspire our nation. So coming up, big question today, is it about HOGO or FOMO? HOGO, hassle of going out, versus FOMO, fear of missing out. Which one are you? Okay, so first things first, let's talk about our NHS advice.
So we're going to talk about how does talking and exercise or mindfulness actually beat medication. So what are your thoughts on what we do naturally in our business?
It's really interesting, isn't it? Because these days there's a thing called the functional web.
Yep.
And a lot of GPs today are really forwarding this intention where we'll look at people's lives. So rather than going to the doctor and say, I'm having a headache all the time, the GP will ask other questions like, well, are you sleeping? Are you exercising? How's your hydration? What's your history? And then to build a profile. So rather than just rush to the antibiotics, which we know is becoming more and more stressful, taking antibiotics moving forward, because we're becoming more and more resistant to antibiotics, which is actually going to trip us up in the future. So the functional web is this thing that is basically about 8 categories, isn't it? Where, you know, you're getting enough sun, you're getting enough sleep, you're getting enough rest, and really sort of like holistic statements, really, and we work around it. 100% of people that would check into my health club would come because their doctor had sent them because they got poor health. And 100% they would make massive improvements, colossal improvements from inactive to active. We were always like that one-stop shop, weren't we? That people came in to us. Like we were a feeder, terrible phrase. We were an organisation where people would come to us. We'd get them moving or eating better or just being a bit more healthy. And then most of them just went on to somewhere else, didn't they?
Yeah, and we always include mindfulness, don't we? So we include mindfulness, which is that visualization sometimes, or working through your bodies to work through processes that are bothering you, isn't it? So a lot of people come to us with stress or are living with stress that are not well managed, or actually people don't know that they're stressed. So working through mindfulness and talking therapies, and I think people underestimate talking therapies because you know, what is it that they say? A problem shared is a problem halved. And I really believe that when you talk about something to whoever, then you share that problem, and it immediately is a big weight off your chest, isn't it? Because you've shared it. And it's not that you're looking for advice, but that empathy that I think we are quite good at giving out really helps you to see that how you can manage those feelings that you might have. And also, I think dealing with the holistic person will help you to not have as many medications in some cases. Obviously in some cases you need to have that medication, but with medication comes side effects. And I know that, I'm a nurse, so I know how many side effects, for instance, antidepressants give you, and it can be a vicious circle in antibiotics. So, you know, they're not the be all and end all of every condition.
Well, I think we need to rein it back from that bit first. If people go stand in the line, a pill to fix it, or actually invest in your health, which is often time, people will go to the pill first, won't they?
Yeah.
So it's a slog. It's hard work to exercise. If you're not that person and you're not motivated to be more active, it then becomes a problem. So I think my feelings are that the bigger picture is we need to get the nation moving.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting, but it's hard. You and I both know that we've tried so many different methods to try and get people moving. Once you get people through the door, we've got them. But it's actually getting people to move or even consider. So it's that behaviour of change first, and to consider that bit first, then we can start making moves. As for mindfulness, I think you're absolutely right that there's a massive separation between mindfulness and stress. People, poor health and stress. People have no idea they are as stressed as they are. They'll talk about their heart disease, they'll talk about their chronic health, but actually it's stress.
Yeah.
So can you control some of those stresses? If you can, focus on that bit, and hopefully it will reduce the symptoms that are presenting in your body.
Definitely. And we like to talk about endorphins, don't we? It's not that we like to talk about stress, but we like to teach people how to manage stress, and we like to educate people on how to help others to manage their stress. So do you want to talk a bit about endorphins? Because you love that subject, don't you?
Like the body, like we talk about hormones, and the first reaction is people assume hormones equal women and menstrual cycles. And that's just a small part of it. We rely on hormones to action everything in our body, from that sense of fear through stress, right the way to sleeping. And if you're sleeping well, your happy hormones are kicking off and you're resting. If you're stressed, then it's adrenaline. Can you see how my hands are doing this straight away? So the stress bucket just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Endorphins are part of one of your happy hormones, and those are the things that bring us joy. So if we can bring joy into your life, then we start to reduce your adrenal function, the stress on your kidneys, and the stress on your adrenal glands, which is above your kidneys, and it will help us to get one stress down and then start to pop up the good stuff. So good stuff is things like serotonin. There you go. So serotonin is like a great big hug, and it's important to get your happiness at a state. And I'm not saying woohoo, you've got to go around jumping and skipping all day, but joy and joy of life is quite a substantial part of life, and it is important to have the right hormones firing at the right time. But how do you get the right hormones firing at the right time? You tell me.
You need to look after yourself, don't you?
Yes.
So we have to look after ourselves, and like you said earlier, it's sleeping well, and a lot of people don't sleep well. So thinking about those strategies that help you to sleep well. Blue light, reducing your stress.
What's blue light?
Blue light is the light that comes off all your tech stuff, all your technology devices, so your phones, and I'm the worst one. I have my phone on as my alarm, so put it on night mode earlier in the night, so it's not shining brightly, and it helps with your circadian rhythm. So it's the light is not telling your body that it's time to wake up, it's actually dimming the lights, telling your body it's time to sleep. Eating well, don't have as many processed foods, exercising, moving, just doing something more than you would normally do, and getting outside, again, that light, natural light, and then eating. What was the other one? Resting. So making sure you rest. We're all so busy being busy. Yeah. You have to rest, especially this time of year. We're all like absolutely exhausted because we're not resting. We're firing up. So putting those little tiny, or one part of each of those equations together will really help you to manage your symptoms and your overall quality of life, really, won't it?
The bottom line is the NHS is completely overwhelmed, and we are talking about modern medicine, and that is actually medicine from your GP surgery, from the hospitals, from acute health. We're talking about some medicine that has been prescribed from the land, plucked from trees, dug out of the earth, used for centuries and centuries. We're talking Eastern medicine. We are talking about using the planet and the land well for a really healthy and well-being perspective. The point is, the NHS is overwhelmed. It is, we are a burden to our NHS. So we need to take that responsibility. And actually, you know, it takes us all the way back to nature. So it is important to listen to the seasons, eat seasonally, eat locally, support your local businesses where possible. And yeah, reach out for what it used to be alternative medicine. But it's not. It is a healthy and a better choice for many people. I mean, I'm not talking about chemotherapy here. I'm not talking about the stuff where medicine is required. It's just around the edges where we are becoming chronically unwell. And you can move more and you can absolutely sit less. Okay, so I think we've got some questions.
We do. We've got some comments. So Richard in Senon has said, my daughter's waited almost a year to have CBT already, and there's already a massive demand on these services. If doctors add pressure to the waiting list, what happens to the people left waiting without meds or therapy?
Well, that's really interesting. I just touched upon, so I'm going to sound a bit tough here. There are many other alternatives out there for you to be almost sat in a holding pattern, if that makes sense. Don't wait for it to be served on a platter for you. I would say, if you're waiting for something, is there something that you can be doing in the meantime whilst you are waiting for other services to come online or your time to come up? I know that's not a perfect answer by any stretch, because people, particularly when we are dealing with CBT, which is connected to a lot of mental well-being and mental health issues, I think it is important to get seen. However, there is that element of see what else is out there that might work in the meantime as an interim.
And there's so many apps available as well, aren't there? And they can be free, you don't have to pay for them. And also helplines, use the helplines. We work with a lot of women who need help, and we're signposting them to helplines because these are the experts in the field. So always feel able to use those. Some of the apps are great, aren't they? We love Andrew Johnson. He's Scottish and we've done some work with him, and a lot of the apps are free, so have a look. And there's other apps. Can you remember some of them?
Calm.
Mind. Yes, Mind.
There are lots of different ones. It's not for everyone,
No.
And we get that. But there are TV channels available, and again, through social media, there are people out there that are willing to support if you reach out to them. So I think Pat goes on. I think there's somebody from Sarah from Porthleven. She says she can't do the meditation apps. They wind her up, talking about visualising yourself as a tree. What else can I do? I agree with you completely. I love an app. I really enjoy them. They work for me. Not everyone can visualise, but what you can do is work on breathing. And to understand, not everyone is a tree hugger. That makes sense completely. But it is really essential for your health to be able to listen to your body and just give yourself some time out, whether it's just to sit on the beach and, Porthleven, sit and watch the waves. That is really medicinal. That is just such a nice feeling. It's good for the soul to hear the crashing of the waves. All of these things help to manage our stress. Okay, hope that helps. Okay, so still to come, we're going to talk about HOGO rather than FOMO. So hassle of going out versus fear of missing out. Which one are you? Okay, so over to our guest. You. Me.
So I've got some questions for Helen, and she doesn't have a clue what I'm going to ask her. So it might be quite hilarious. And I'm not going to put her on the spot, but we thought we'd bring some lightness to the day. It's a bit dreary out there, isn't it? So we have some questions for you.
Okay.
So the first one, and they're very light-hearted, so don't worry about them. The first one is, If you could trade places with someone else for 1 month, living or dead, famous or not, fictional or real, who would you choose?
I bet you know my answer. I don't know. Oh, hang on. So fictional or real for 1 month?
Yes, for 1 month. You can't, you've got to be them completely. Who would you be, living or dead?
Living or dead for 1 whole
Yeah.
month. Oh, well, for 1 month, I'd be Santa.
Oh, would you? Just for December?
Wouldn't that be cool?
How cool is that?
Yeah, I'd be Santa. Well, why wouldn't you?
You'd make a nice Santa with your ho-ho-hos.
I would eat a lot of cookies.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love that. I'd like to go at flying reindeer. I think that'd be quite cool. And squeezing down chimneys. I think I could do that as well. Why not? I think, Santa for 1 month, but it has to be December.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, there's rules.
That's a good answer. I like that answer.
Thanks.
Okay, next one. What was the last gift you gave someone?
The last gift I gave someone, actually, Pat and Nick, but they don't know this yet. They've both got a bonus for Christmas. And then the question was, surely they should have that in the month of December. And I said, no, they have it now, so they can enjoy it for Christmas. So actually,
thanks.
there you go. And that happened about an hour ago.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Happy Christmas!
Okay. We've asked some of our lovely clients this before, but I'm going to ask you, what would you want to be? What do you want to be when you grow up?
What do I want to be when I grow up?
Will you ever?
Do you know what? I've always talked about my alter ego. I am a massive fan of Jim Henson and the puppets.
Yeah.
So I love the idea of puppeteering. All I can imagine is like the joy that goes behind the scenes with the puppet mastering.
All the outtakes.
So so my alternative journey in life would be actually either an Imagineer for Disney or a puppeteer for Jim Henson.
Oh, nice.
I mean, who knew that about me?
I would never have said that about you.
Did you not know that?
I did know that. Now you said it. Yeah, I did know that. Okay. Who would you like to have a dance off with? Apart from me, obviously. Who would you like to have a dance off with?
Male or female?
Doesn't say. You choose.
A dance off. Well,
Or give us one of each.
Imposter syndrome. You know, it's that. Oh, I wouldn't be able to dance off Beyonce. But that would be really hilarious.
You could practice though.
Getting to have a little boogie with your one of your sheroes in life. Well, oh yeah. What's his name? The gorgeous Spanish actor. Oh, you're rubbish. I
am rubbish. I don't remember anything.
In a minute.
Antonio.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Banderas.
There you go.
Antonio Banderas.
See, I'm not that rubbish.
Oh, he's lovely.
Ooh.
I'd love, but I may want to not dance off with him.
No,
I
just
may want to
dance.
get off with him.
Or dance.
But, or do some other kind of dancing. Yeah. Oh, I love him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then Beyonce for a bit of a bougie boogie. Yeah, defo.
Okay. If you ran away and joined the circus, what would your performance be?
I've got two answers.
Yeah, go on.
Firstly,
I've actually thought about this. This is a kind one. Not...
The first one is why couldn't I be the ringmaster?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could see you. The
Defo.
ring lady, yeah.
And the other one, if it weren't for the fact that I'm actually terrified of heights, would trapeze artist.
Would you?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh no, you won't get me up there.
No, like I just said, I'm terrified of heights. I give that a go. What would you do?
Oh, I've no idea. I'm quite good at juggling.
Oh, you'd be a good clown.
I'd be a good clown. Yes, and if I get my silly streak on, I'd be quite a good clown.
And you'd be one of the naughty ones.
Yeah, I couldn't be a lion tamer because
no,
they scare me.
We don't do animals and circuses.
No,
that frightens the G's
I
out of me. It's a terrible, cruel thing. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
In my head now, I've got this is the greatest show. Yeah,
we're there. Right. This one might take a little bit of thought. Describe your life using film titles.
Well,
or actually, we might need to alter this one. TV programmes because you're Ness, aren't you? So Gavin and Stacey.
Gavin and Stacey meets Narnia.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole bunch of magic, and I've talked a lot about magic and creative stuff. There's a lot of creative stuff in my life. So definitely a bit of Gavin and Stacey meets Pulp Fiction. With a twist of what would be? Think, go. Gavin and Stacey. I'm just thinking John Travolta.
I was thinking John Travolta. I was thinking about Saturday Night Fever and me and Love to Dance. But
and then
what about your American journey?
Yeah, my American journey. Yeah.
Oh well, you always talk about Top Gun.
Oh yeah, Top Gun. That's husband was a Top Gun pilot. It's very cool. So yeah, a bit of Top Gun, and then Saturday Night Fever is quite a good shout. I like that one. Oh, and then there was that TV series, an American one, where they is it Desperate Housewives?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that? And they lived in that street.
In that lovely,
And there was the one of them with the baskets. Wisteria Lane, and the one with all the baskets.
That's you.
That was me. I love a basket. I do. I really like basket. So yeah, that would be me.
Nice.
God, that was hard work.
Yeah.
I need to go and bring that up as a dinner party.
Yeah, we need to let you have time to think about that one and then come up with a.
Don't even get me go there on my zombie apocalypse.
No, I won't.
That is definitely a whole nother show.
Okay, easy one. Who's your man crush?
Oh, is that easy? Oh, Gary Barlow.
I knew you'd say that. She talks like she's the only person who loves Gary Barlow. I love Gary Barlow.
I do love Gary Barlow. Yeah. I've got quite a few though, haven't I?
Yeah.
Me and the kids.
Jason.
What? Jason Statham?
Whoever plays.
Oh,
yeah, him. Yeah, that face.
And The Rock. I love The Rock. Oh, he just did. There was a little film on him today. See, I'm stalking him. About kindness, and he tells his story about kindness and when he first met Muhammad Ali. So The Rock sees himself as like just a gorgeous bit of Muhammad Ali. Gave him some advice, and he took it personally for the rest of his life. So there you go. So yeah. And then of course my husband, if you're watching, Tony Tite, who's had to tolerate this craziness for about 30 years-ish.
Right. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
One horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? Well, I'm going to go for... Yeah, I'm going to go for the horse-sized duck.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Any reasons for that?
I think I could take on one, but if there's lots of little ones, they'd be like ants. Yeah, I don't think I'd enjoy that very much at all. But one, and then you can just run around it and get on its back, and you, I got that.
Have a little ride.
Yeah. Yeah, and it would be fluffy, a bit like fighting Big Bird, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jim Henson reference again.
And what's the funniest thing that's happened to you recently?
Recently? Well, other than this. Recently? Oh, I don't know.
What have you belly laughed at?
I frequently do that.
We do.
We a really good one. I don't know.
No,
I need to
we'll come back to that one.
And I say that sounds terrible that I can't remember the last time I laughed. But that's not true. What I mean is, like, we myself laughing. I've done quite a lot of that. And on a regular basis, everything cracks me up.
Yeah. Okay. What's your best Christmas movie?
Best Christmas movie? Well, it's not a Christmas movie, but it's a really happy memory. And like when the kids were little, for Christmas, the only thing I wanted and the only thing I got, and I was so happy with it, was Mamma Mia when it first came out on DVD. And on Christmas Day, the little ones slept on Dad, and I drank a bottle of wine and watched Mamma Mia on a DVD, and it was probably the best 90 minutes ever. It was just so much joy, and I loved it. So that brings mind you, I love Elf.
Yes,
I do love Elf. So and then A Wonderful Life, that always sets me off. Oh, here we go, see?
She's off.
Oh, see, because it's all linked. It's because I'm thinking about being Santa for a month.
It is.
Now.
You're there. Right, one more.
Okay.
Let me find one. So a bit more serious. If you had a magic wand
Ooh.
to fix one societal problem today, what would it be?
One societal
just
problem
one.
today. Oh. If I had a magic wand to fix one thing today, do you know what? It is that kindness thing.
Yeah.
It's just like, quit your bitching. Like, honestly, the keyboard warriors out there, stop it. If I was queen for a day, or a magic wand for a day, it would be just to remember and be humbled with life, because I think there's a great world out there and we should just be nicer to each other.
Aww.
I know, I'm a bit soft really.
Actually, we might need another couple.
Oh, okay.
Couple more then.
Okay then, go on.
We're whizzing through these. Does the Loch Ness Monster exist?
Oh, absolutely. And so does Sasquatch.
You're so random.
Yeah, I think about these things. I actually think about these things. Yeah, why not? Why can't it be alive?
I think so.
It should be. And Sasquatch, why can't it be alive?
Okay, what's your favourite music?
Oh no, that varies. That's quite hard because, me and you, God, we've taught Zumba for years.
Yeah.
So I do love Latin chill out. So there's always like a little bit of salsa or samba going on in the kitchen, which I love. And it kind of sets the tone for the evening as well. So that would be my first thing. But I always kind of revert to sort of 70s, 80s music. Yeah. And I think that's just a time, growing up, influenced by my mum. And disco is probably would you think that's
our best times are Christmas Day, or those evenings, and we've popped on the random playlist and it always ends up as Barbra Streisand.
Why wouldn't you like Barbra Streisand?
A little bit of ABBA.
Oh, I love ABBA.
Who else do we sing to? And we literally
and
sing
it's
our
the
hearts
whole
out.
Gloria Gaynor, that and Aretha Franklin. We just go deep into sort of like female soul
Barry
singers.
Manilow.
Oh, and then bit Barry. Barry Manilow gets broken out. Yeah,
but we love Barbara, don't we?
Oh,
and Elaine Page. What's that one we sing? We'll have to come and sing for you one day.
Oh yeah, but we'd have to do it with wine.
Yeah, we would.
So we'd have to start all like normal and then go
and start serious.
A bit like Pudge. And here's the next soundtrack. And then within an hour we'd be gone. Just
Yeah. Okay, we will do one more.
Okay.
So, how do you describe the colour yellow to someone who can't see it?
If they can't see yellow. Oh, you'd feel it. So it would be warm. Yeah. So you'd feel the front side of your body warm and light. So it wouldn't be able to describe the word light either, would you? So you'd feel that warm embrace. So a nice hug would be yellow.
Yeah. Oh, lovely.
Yeah, there you go.
I've run out of questions now.
Well,
so shall we move on?
I really enjoyed that because it's really funny because people normally go to the sweet spots with me, don't they? They go, let's talk about high function anxiety and talk to me about business. So it was really refreshing to do that. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I love that. That was great fun.
So let's move on, shall we?
Okay. Oh, right. Oh, that was a hint. That was Pat going, shall we? Okay. Hassle of going out. CBA, we say that quite a lot, don't we? Can't be asked.
Yeah, we do.
Massive impact on hospitality and leisure industries, with people booking tables and classes and then people just not turning up. So the question is, will you go out to a Christmas party this year? And are you willing to sacrifice a deposit by just not showing up? What's your thoughts?
Well, I just had a little conversation with Henry and we said, now, because it's darker in the evenings, CBA, so you just want to put your pyjamas on. Stay in a nice warm house, get a cup of tea and not be bothered. Yeah. But having said that, we've got an evening out, haven't we? We've got a works do planned. It's a quiet affair and I'm really looking forward to it. But, well, no, it won't be quiet, not with when Prosecco's involved. So I'm looking forward to that. But then equally, if you were going out without me and I said, no, I'm not going out, then I'd have to go because I don't like FOMO.
Yeah.
I don't like
you're
missing out. I'm
definitely
terrible.
FOMO.
I am.
But I have to say now that, I agree with you. Darker nights.
Yeah.
This is my worst year. Seriously, when the clock's changed, I'm hibernating at 6 o'clock. And we got a new puppy, so she wants to go to bed. So we all want to go to bed early. And even last night, me and Tony were watching TV and we're like, it's 8:30. Is it too early to go to bed? And honestly, I'd much earlier. Is a bit of an effort, and especially because there's always a hassle around taxis now. You can't get a taxi like you used to.
2 hours.
So that so then it's like, you don't want to go out and then not be able to get home.
No.
And then get up and live another day the next day. So yeah, I agree with you. Actually, some of my favourite nights out have been in somebody else's home.
Yeah, I
know
prefer.
That's not fair on hospitality. But
No, I much prefer to go. If you said to me, should we go out or do you want to come to mine?
Yeah.
And we'll have the girls around. I'd much rather just go to my mate's house, take a bottle of fizz, have something nice to eat, chill on the sofas, have a lovely chat.
Do you remember that night? Dude, I know what I'm going to talk about. We had the girls round and we were just silly and drinking wine and stuff. And the next thing you know, again, take that.
Yeah, it was.
Go, honestly, I'm so shallow. There's not a lot to me. So shallow. We started drinking. We'd had a great time. We were all singing away to Take That. And the next thing you know, we've got a sheet in front of us and we've all undressed. So we look like we're naked.
Yeah, we do.
And going, never.
And we videoed it.
And we videoed it and sent it to Gary Barlow. And obviously nothing happened.
No,
because they must have thought we were a bunch of bonkers.
And we only sent it because we wanted to get on the stage when we went to see Gary Barlow, didn't we? We thought that would be a way in, but sadly,
a bunch of middle-aged, menopausal, naked women.
Singing.
It didn't go down too well.
No, but we had a fun time. We had the best
doing
time.
That was hilarious.
But saying that, isn't it so nice to get dressed up in your glittery stuff?
Oh yeah.
Can't wear high heels anymore very much really. Glitter, makeup, make an effort.
Glittery
have your hair
shoes.
done.
Yeah, it is nice. It is lovely.
And treat yourself.
It is lovely. I think it's just more stressful now than I think than it ever has been. Yeah. And also noise. That's the other thing. We went out for coffee with some of the Pilates lot the other day, and it was just too noisy. And I had to go and lie down when I got home. Oh my God, I'm 50. What is happening to me? And it was just I was overstimulated. Yeah. And I'm an introvert extrovert anyway. So if I've been la for quite a while, I need to recharge my batteries. And what I'm finding at 50. The recharge takes a bit longer than it ever has done before. And I wonder if that's connected to isolation over the last 2 years.
Yeah, it could be. Could be because we're all so used to our own space, aren't we, and quiet time, and we don't hear this noise around us. And we actually discussed it yesterday while we were having a tea and coffee and cakes. How noisy it was, and how unused to being outside in this environment that we were in, and how stressed we get with it, and we need to downtime when we get home.
I know. So then that ties perfectly with how we begun around prescribing exercise and mindfulness. We are being overstimulated by being out and about, and then your stress hormones are up anyway because there are too many things to consider. We are more stressed around people coughing and breathing, so we've got that bit going on, and then we're more fearful because we're out of practice. So whether it's shopping or going for coffee, we're just out of practice. So our senses are having to work so hard, which is really quite stressful, and it's that stress that we need to, as a nation, as you know, globally, we need to get a grip of, and that's the message there. So that kind of ties it back in, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So it is important to have your downtime to recharge your batteries and to just kind of like reboot yourself almost, and then we can fight another day. Is that it? Are we done? That can't be it. We've still got loads of time, surely.
We've still got loads of time.
Oh, lovely.
What should we talk about?
Yeah. So, So did you see that? I was itching. There you go. Right, okay. Right, so going back to the hassle of going out, give me a perfect night out.
Oh, perfect night out would be having time to get ready.
Yeah.
Having my hair done.
On your own? Getting ready on your own?
Oh, well, I do some of it on my own and then
Yeah.
obviously meet you lot and
Yeah.
have a bit of a jig and a drink.
Yeah.
Prinks, pre-drinks or
Prinkies,
something. Yeah,
yeah.
prinkies, but not too much. And then go out to a little bar.
Okay.
I'm not so keen on, like we said, bigger places. So go out to a bar, have a few drinks, maybe have a meal out. Love having a meal out.
Yeah.
And then, having a... I'm not keen on a disco. I don't like dancing.
It's
Do you
got to be
know
a
what I
kitchen
mean?
disco.
It's got to be a kitchen disco is fine.
Yeah.
But that effort of having to stand up in the middle of the dance floor and having a jig.
Yeah.
And we, like you said earlier, we teach Zumba. We did so. But it's completely different, isn't it? Knocking out the moves in the middle of a dance floor, and I just feel really self-conscious doing that.
Well, I always maintain that sober,
Yeah.
I can throw a really good shape. Put some alcohol in the mix, and then suddenly I've got 2 left feet.
Yeah.
So, and it's really bizarre. So I completely lose it, and then I'm thinking 5, 6, 7, and like suddenly all my sort of aerobic instructor arms come out, and it's noticeable. There's no sort of like relaxed dancing. So I do actually practice relaxed dancing in my kitchen. There you go.
See, I want to be able to shuffle. I want to shuffle. The dance craze.
Yeah,
I
the
really
TikTok.
want the TikTok craze. I love it, and I'm desperate.
Have you practiced?
Yeah, of course. Oh. But I need socks and to be in my kitchen, and I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there next year.
There you go. Well, you got Christmas. You got time off at Christmas.
I have. But going back to my favourite evening, then we would go back to someone's house and just chill out, sit round, have a dance, have a sing, and just have a couple more drinks. Then go home and have a cup of tea.
Nice. Oh, I love a cup of tea at the end of the night. Oh, and your Gaviscon.
Yeah. Oh, your Rennies. Yeah.
Do you know, it's hilarious. I can't believe we have this conversation so openly now. And it is a literal, bang, you're one person in your 40s, and you turn 50 and you're a completely different person.
You can't see.
No, you
need Rennies.
Well, I said that at 40. I turned 40 and then my vision went, and then my hip, and then my other hip, my arm fell off, and it's just just got worse.
What are your favourite evenings then? Because you like going out eating shellfish, don't you? Seafood and things.
I used to say I'm part mermaid,
Yeah.
and now I realise that's not a nice thing to say, because that's I don't get why I say that. I think the point is I love seafood, and on holiday when I go away I will eat fish morning, noon, and night. I just pescatarian. That's the thing I could never give up. Of all the things that I could give up, it's not seafood. So yeah, I like that. But it's been a long time. Me and Tony were talking about this recently, that we used to go to the cinema, and theatre. And in my 20s and 30s, used to go to the opera all the time. Yeah, I took my nana once. I tell you, I think because my dad was in the. He was in a male voice choir. Yeah. So I was raised on choral music, and my dad was a tenor, and we had a piano in the house, and it was wonderful. So he played opera. Yeah. And I once took my nana. When I first met my Navy husband, my Navy boyfriend, I once took my nana to see the opera Madame Butterfly, which is about Japanese culture and the American Navy, so it's a modern opera. And I went, and I took my nana, God rest her soul, and nana's like Irish Catholic, and we got into the third act where it all goes wrong for the lead female, and the lead man, Navy guy, is already hooked up with an American girl, and it's all tragic. And my nana goes, it was a quiet moment. My nana goes, "See, Helen, this is why you don't go out with Navy boys." And the whole auditorium just fell about laughing. I was like, "Oh, Nan!" So yeah, my nana was a classic, honestly. So anything goes. So just think, being enriched, having a good night, great company, good laughter. It's good for the soul. And like you say, go home, jammies on, cup of tea.
Yeah, friends and family. You can't beat it, can you?
Well, coming up. So thank you for. I really enjoyed today. Really nice. It just feels like a great big hug today. So listen, in December, in the next Women's Hour, we are going to be talking to Gemma Lawley. And she is the creator of She Swims Falmouth. And I'm really excited to talk to her, because myself and Pat, the beginning of last year, in fact, Boxing Day in 2020, we started sea swimming, and we found out about She Swims Falmouth, and this woman is doing cracking things for our community and for womankind. So I'm really looking forward to that conversation with Gemma.
So we were Pat and Helen. Thanks for joining us, and follow us on www.iCareIMove.com. And thanks for listening and joining in as well.
Yeah. So stay in touch, and we will see you soon. Try to manage your health and your well-being as we lead into December. Look after yourself, because you can only pour. You can't pour from an empty cup. So it's really, really important coming into the really stressful month. It shouldn't be stressful. It should be filled with joy. Remember that, and take care.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much, ladies. A lovely hour. Always an amazing hour.
That was really good, and I'm never going to take that ever again after that. Thank you, ladies.
Amazing. Some great stories in there, and it's lovely to hear you both talking from the heart as well about things, and also having a laugh about things when you can as well. Always need to, don't we?
Yes.